iOS 26 Beta 1 has been released. Now, of course, it comes with a ton of new features and changes and a new design. Now, Apple has talked about a lot of these features, but as always, there's a lot more to talk about. So in today's video, I will show you guys more than 30 new features that are hidden within the new iOS 26. And we're starting with the lock screen. So on the lock screen, we have this new look for the clock. Well, you can actually adjust that. You tap the customize button and you will have this grabber which actually lets you adjust the size of the clock. Now you can go ahead and go up to here, so the half of the screen will be your clock. Now another feature that you will notice right here is that when you're using this feature, it will actually transfer your widgets on the lock screen at the bottom, just above the toggles that you have on your lock screen. There you will have your widgets where you can go ahead and add the normal widgets just like you would do under the clock here, but now they're moved down here. Moving to the home screen, we have new animations right here, going in and out of apps and also unlocking your device. You will have some really cool new animations. Now, one thing I really like is that now you can actually customize your wallpaper directly from the home screen. So you tap right there to customize and you go ahead and edit the wallpaper right here. Now, you will also find here a new UI for customizing your icons. So you have a new button to choose larger and smaller icons, and you will also have here like a new way to customize your icons. You will have the new clear, which basically adds this clear view to your icons, and it does also have a dark or a light mode, whichever one you want to choose, which is actually really cool. Now what you will also see on the home screen is a new pop-up when you want to delete something. It looks like this. Also updated are the menus here for the 3D touch menus, which are actually pretty cool. And when you go to iOS 26 and you go on any of your apps, you will notice that most of the apps actually do have a search button right at the bottom. So if I just open an app like the settings right here, you can see the search button is at the bottom, and I can go ahead and quickly make a search. And as you can notice right here, when you're on an app, it will actually hide the home bar, so it doesn't display all the time when you're on an app. And also we get a new keyboard with iOS 26. Even though currently this won't appear on third-party apps, it does appear only on the Apple apps, but probably that will be fixed with the next updates. Now we have also some pretty cool new menus. So if we're on the notes here, you can see we have the sliding menu where you will have all the different format options. It's actually very convenient having all of them right here. You can quickly go ahead and access anything you need. Also, we have a new menu when sharing something, so the share sheet will look like this. And as you can see, it will actually pop up there when you have the share button and not just at the bottom. Now, when you tap more, it will display more options and you will have the button to edit the actions as well. Now, what I really like is this menu right here. If we now tap the arrow, it will actually pop up like this, and you will have a full menu of everything that you can do from here. This doesn't just work on the Notes app, but it will work system-wide. Now with the phone app on iOS 26, we have a new unified view here for your calls, your favorites, and your voicemail. Now what you can do here is tap that button and you can switch to the classic one if you want to, or you can go ahead and filter that screen. So right there you will have calls, missed calls, you will have the spam and the voicemails. You can go ahead and filter them directly from here. And if you just want to change the settings of your filtering, you can just tap here and it will take you to the phone's settings section. Now one feature I really like is the call history for your contacts. So this is for specific contacts. You go to a contact and you can view the call history for that certain contact. So on the camera app, we have this new look, and if you tap right there at the top, it will show you all the other options, all the tools that you can use on that camera mode. But if I'm here on the photos, all I have to do is just tap again on the photos and it will again show me that menu much easier, much quicker, and you don't have to reach for that button at the top. On the music app, when you go to your playlists, if you tap the plus button, you will be able to now create folders for your playlists, so you can easier organize your playlists now within folders. On the Messages app, you know that now we can have background pictures. Now, if someone has actually sent you a picture, you can go ahead and just set that as the background directly from the conversation. So that we have the menu, you simply 3D touch on it and tap Set as Background. On the Photos app, when you go to your collections, now you can actually pin things. So you will have a pin section right here. So I can go ahead and just 3D touch on a folder right there and go ahead and pin anything I want right here. Now you can also hide and unhide sections using that arrow right there, and what you will be able to do is also tap on reorder here to just reorganize anything you want. On the Clock app, when you go to set an alarm, you can now finally choose a custom snooze duration. So the default is 9 minutes. It has always been like that, but if you tap there, now you can choose from 1 minute up to 15 minutes. Now this is the new look of the FaceTime app, but if you go here under the menu, you will be able to actually filter everything you see here. You can choose to see your calls, your missed calls, videos, voicemail, and spam as well, similar to the phone app. Now you will also have here call filtering, which again will allow you to go to the settings where you can choose which settings you want to use for your call filtering. On the Calculator app, we have here the All Clear button. It was removed with iOS 18, is now back, and you will also have a little icon right there at the top, which lets you basically switch between different calculator modes. We had these on iOS 18 as well, but now we can quickly change them directly from there. The Podcast app lets you now choose between more playback speeds. So if we tap right there, you can see we have a lot more playback speeds to choose from. Now, if you take a screenshot, you will have here 2 buttons at the top. So right there, you can go ahead and save it under the camera roll, or if you just want to delete it, you can just tap right there on that X button, which is really cool. Now, what you can also do here, if you do something to this screenshot, like cropping it, for example, you will have the undo and redo button right there at the top. On the focus modes on iOS 26, you will be able to filter your calls based on SIMs that you have on your device. So if you have multiple SIMs, you tap on Add Filter, and then right here you will have Phone, and you can go ahead and choose between your different SIMs. The Settings app also has a new section for screen capture. These are basically the settings for your screenshots, where you can go ahead and choose full screen previews and also enable HDR format for your screenshots. So now you can take HDR screenshots with your device, which is really awesome. And right here we'll also have a really important setting, which will enable the visual intelligence for your screenshots, where you can just search on any image that you take a screenshot of. You will have to enable it right here. And going right here under the accessibility settings, if you scroll down here to music haptics, now if you enable it, you will actually be able to customize the haptic feedback that you get, and you will have a button to play a sample right there, so you can better know how that will feel. So you can just go ahead and change them from here. And also on the Settings app, if you head on to the privacy settings and scroll all the way down here, you will find a new section for your block contacts. So if you go here, you can add a new number to block, or you can view all of your blocked contacts. So that is it for this video, guys. These are more than 30 new features that you will be able to find on iOS 26 Beta 1. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash that like button if you did, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.